I never look for total perfection. I know some people get hung up on it has to look perfect, but I'm painting this rustic and I'm gonna distress it. And it does not have to be perfect because there's no such thing as perfect. There's not a person that's perfect. There's not a situation that's perfect. There's nothing, no furniture. There's always flaws, and I'm totally okay with flaws. Sometimes it will bubble up. I want to get the edge really good. It will bubble up and wrinkle a little bit, but what you want to do is if you're not satisfied with the final, what you can do is iron it again. I've done that a lot. So I'm going to seal this, and we're going to do this now with the decoupage medium, which what I'm using today is the DIY liquid patina, crystal clear patina, and I want you to see. All right, so now I'm just going to one way. You just want to go up and down and see how it just comes off. And whatever paper I have left, I'll use that again. I'll use it for another project. So I put white underneath because the paper's white and I wanted it to pop. And then I put 2 coats of liquid patina, and then I ironed it on. You could use parchment paper. I used a Teflon sheet that you can order from Amazon. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure and I'm pushing it out from the center, and I am just getting it down there. And even just that alone is a great way to get a paper to stay down if you don't do the iron-on method. You can do it just like that. So to back it up, I took a little bit of the decoupage and I put it in this little bowl so that I wouldn't, with the big top and the all the liquid patinas, I've started pouring them out. I used to do it straight from the jar, but sometimes they're getting contaminated. And so I'm just starting to get into better practice of doing that. So I'm going to get this down. And this paper, look, the corner there, I didn't do a good job. So I'm lifting it up and I'm gonna just apply that down. All right, so this is lifting up. I evidently did not get all my corners down. Like I said, that's okay because I'm going to get it in there. Get it down there. And it's gonna be okay. I did get this part down. I'm gonna get it in there. I think that was my problem because it was catching on, so I didn't do a good job of getting that on there. There we go. I should have lifted it earlier. But it's easy to get it back down because it's just thin paper. See, and even that little part ripped, it'll fall flat and it'll connect because the decoupage medium is gonna cause it to dry and get hard. And it gives you a really firm, good coverage and coat. So I'm just laying it down with my brush and I'm just encouraging it to lay down. So anyway, back to my story. So it's been a year. Sadly, my father passed away a month later, but it was just in time and I got to meet him and it helped him heal and he was excited. And you know, I get to talk to, I don't really talk on the phone, but we message and stuff. My brothers, they're older than me. And so it's kind of weird to be like, oh, I've got a niece. She's beautiful. And I've got another niece. She, actually I've got several, but I got to really know 2 of them. And one of the nieces has a son. So like I have all this extended family that I never knew. I mean, I knew I had them, but I never knew them. And so how cool is that? I painted this with Farm Fresh, and then I went ahead and I put 1 coat of the liquid patina over the entire thing because I am a blending painter. I like to blend and I like to layer, and I don't usually coat in between. But I didn't want this to be blended. I wanted this to be more to look like it's been a bench that was painted several times. And I didn't want the green to blend with the white. I didn't want to mint green. So I'm gonna do a coat of white, and then I'm going to distress it. And I left some of the wood showing so that when I did distress it, I would be able to see some wood, and then I would also be able to see some green. And I'm not necessarily trying to get the perfect coverage because I am going a little bit rustic, so I'm going to allow some parts to show and not be total full coverage. And it just keeps me from sanding because I'm not going for the perfect look. I'm gonna do a little bit of, because you're sitting here and it's gonna be a little bit more worn, I'm not gonna do total coverage on the slats. I don't know if it's overkill, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. I do 3 and 4 coats on top if I'm using the liquid patina. But sometimes I'll do 2 coats of the liquid patina and then I'll do a coat of Big Top, or 2 coats of Big Top and 1. Like just depending, and maybe I don't have enough of one or the other and I mix and match. So I try to make sure that it's very, very durable. And then if I don't want this shiny, if I want it, look at that. If I don't want it shiny, then what I'll do is then I'll do a less coat, 1 less coat, and I'll wax the top if I'm waxing the whole piece. So there's so many options. It's whatever you like. But I would love it if you would like my business page. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, all Chalk It Up with Lisa. It's Leesa. I've tagged myself in the post on the top, so you can find me very easily. I would love to be able to reach 1,000 people following me this month. That would be amazing. And then on my YouTube page, it's been slow. YouTube is a lot harder to grow followers or subscribers. I think the last time I checked, I only had like 141, which I'm very grateful for. So I've been trying to do better about doing content for it, but I also have to do the DIY a go-go once a month. So that's like a full-time job, doing videos and lives, you know. So here's how I finished it. I did a little wet distressing. That was always my original intent. So I wet a rag and I wiped back some of the white paint. I took a brayer and I used some of my Iron Orchid design stamps. I matched elements from the Roy Cycle tissue paper. I took different size bees, I got a crown, and then I added a dragonfly. Then I took my Craquelure stamp and I wanted to age it. And this gives such a cool texture and it looks like the paint is cracking. And I did that in several spots all over the bench. Then I took my putty knife and I took a little bit of kissing booth just to add a little bit of a pink element from the flowers onto the bench. So it looks like it possibly had been painted pink in its prior life. Then I sanded back some of the stamping and also some of the paint in different sections, just to give it a more worn look. Then I took my DIY paint clear wax and my waxing brush and I waxed the entire piece. And this is where it really comes together. And of course, my little puppy approved. He said, "Great job, Mom." So here's the finished piece. Here's the bench and the small side table that I did simultaneously. You can see I also added some Craquelure onto the decoupage paper as well. And there's a surprise bee and dragonfly in the back. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more videos, subscribe to my channel, Chalk It Up with Lisa. You can also follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you. Comment below and let me know if you've ever decoupaged. And thank you guys for watching. I so appreciate it.